Alright, how we looking? Alright, I think we're ready. Hello everybody, and welcome to another stream. Archie would be in the co-pilot seat, but he's too busy being hyperactive back there. But I want to appreciate everybody for coming in. This will hopefully be the last episode of Black Myth Wukong, man. But, you know, I think we're ready. I think we got this. We have about 2 hours before your boy got to go to Bible study. But I think we can get it done. Last night, we ended the last stream around 6 because we weren't leaving. And then it became 12 o'clock and we had to leave. But, you know, this time, giving myself a nice 2-hour buffer, but hopefully we can get it done. I got the coffee on deck, got the water on deck. But actually, before we even get into it, I want to talk about something real quick that is actually really awesome news for the channel, stream in general, is that your boy got a care package from parents today. GoPro, baby. Yeah, look at that. Read it and weep. So yeah, now we can actually start doing like IRL stuff, which is great because we have a birthday stream planned for July 22nd for me and Archie. We're going hiking at Clark's Creek in Mississippi with my sisters and their dogs, and we're going to film the whole thing. And it's just a fun little kind of side stream thing to do outside of the normal gaming stuff. So hope y'all will be there for that too. And wishing me and Archie a happy me 25th and him a year and a half old. Look, you want to come say hi? Yeah. Oh. Thank you. Yeah, say hi. 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 Oh, he's biting me. Hi. Oh, no. Okay. Dad's got a game. Okay. Put you down? No? Put you down. There we go. Okay. So then we got that out of the way. We can actually get into the gameplay. So again, yeah, where we left off, it was literally last boss. We are only doing the final boss. We have everything that we need. This is just to close it out. I'm, again, giving myself 2 hours. If I can't do it, no one can. Oh, man. It would be nice. We did switch around some of the stats before we closed out last time. We pretty much just pumped in every other spark into attack and critical hit chance. I don't know if that's going to change our chances, but hopefully it does. Alright, so let's go, you motherfucker. This is attempt number 25. If I remember. side, but that still might be an internet issue, but I'm not really sure. Alright, we died. Hope everybody's having a good day today too, by the way. Yeah, also doing this now. I'm gonna turn it up again. Doing this now, because I need to hear the combos so I can get hit by them easier. Yeah, so doing streaming now is actually like putting me kind of into the world of all of that, and actually just realizing that like, for a lot of people on this platform, maybe not great. Obviously, everybody has their problems. They don't find entertaining, which is, you know, its own thing in and of itself. In and of itself, where it's like, alright, if you don't like Isomat, you don't have to watch it. But like, okay. I gotta focus. Yeah, if you don't like Isomat or you don't like Aiden Ross, I mean, I get it. I particularly don't like gambling streams in general, which is like pretty prevalent in the world. It's just like, just get into that. I'm not saying Kai does gambling. So like, gambling, crypto is a big thing for me, but I don't. Especially back when NFTs were really popping. People were paid promotions, paid, you know, advertising. You don't even know what you're promoting, but they were like, hey, we'll pay you like, you know, 100 G's. It's really not an issue of damage. It's just like, can I get it? They're basically telling me, he's like, yeah, I didn't even have trouble with this. Yeah, well. My heart rate's up now. Coffee is it's kind of going through me. I wonder if there's anything else that I can like take off. I think I might go back to Smash Dance. Yeah. Oh, Bud's on couch. He doesn't even sit in his chair anymore, dude. It's so sad. Yeah, I just don't like Smash Dance all that much. What is it? 4 bands, health, stamina, critical chance. Fucking critical hit chance. Oof. I don't know, I feel like Immobilize doesn't even frickin' proc anymore. And Pluck of Mini literally like never does what I want it to do. Whatever. Yeah, I might just take all the frickin' specs out of that and just put them all into like my other stuff. Fuck yeah! Oh my fucking shit, oh my fucking shit, oh my god, 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 oh my god.
You must have heard tales about him. Some say he helped Tung Monk fetch the scriptures, was granted Buddhahood, and stayed on Mount Lingshan thereafter. Some say it was not him who was granted Buddhahood.
It was 100% that one spec I put in a critical hit chance. It was 100%
journey to the west. Some say that the journey never happened. He is nothing but a monkey who lives in some storyteller's tall tale.
If they put the headband on me, I'm gonna be so pissed.
But now, you will hear a tale which no one has ever known.
Better not put the headband on me. No. No, I got the secret ending. No. No, I got the secret ending. Right? Yeah, we got the secret ending. I'm gonna go on mute.
What does it matter if you become a Buddha? That headband has always been on your head.
Keep those eyes wide open. Watch me rip it off and break free.
Sun Wukong, when you defied the Celestial Court, I had to seal you beneath the mountains with my immense power. Yet, after enduring punishment, you embraced the dark, uplifted good against evil, and subdued Yaoguais throughout the journey. For your contribution, I now bestow upon you the title of Victorious Fighting Buddha.
He defied the Celestial Court, and the Jade Emperor imposed 3 ordeals. Only when the chicken finishes pecking the rice, the dog laps up the flowers, and the lamp burns through the key, the rain will fall.
One final toast before we crash the Celestial Palace!
Thank you, Game Science. You absolute geniuses.
翻过了山，路走不完；趟过了河，风吹不干。穿过的关，一去不再还。拥抱过的人，明明忘了，剪也剪不断。
What a freaking
去了
this is
真情
like
真假，
oh my god, like since playing the first
分
playthrough
了身
like
份
again not being able to
生
like
死
even run it
难安，
with bare bones settings
成了
playing
大道，
its full
大地凋零依然，
is a wonderful experience
得了千秋功名，
enough
千千万生领土坛。
this game and then
故
that
事被
inspiration
铺成曲，全是分合聚
based
散
on，the story of something
去唱成歌，最怕平凡，
chapter
群生万物本来皆成山，
to the end
凝铸齐天梦一般，英雄被写成
super
诗，
excited
举身爱与勇敢，是凝成花，杀了悲欢。我原是无惧无数神，天不收来地不管。
shout out to the story game soundtrack I haven't listened to it official recordings of all the chapter music videos full songs whenever you have
柔
chance.
化尘土，埋葬背叛，孤烧成灰，涂抹苦难，
Damn, and nobody was
绝
here.
对沉睡，淹没所有呐喊，
In like
灵魂
3 chapters.
炼成
Last
了
night,
胆。
staying all the way
从此
6
尝
hours.
不出心酸，故事被铺成曲，全是分合聚散，去唱成歌，不需平凡，群生万物本来皆成山。齐天梦一般，英雄被写成诗，只剩爱与勇敢，是凝成花， 欢，你我愿是有情有义人，天地不平，心不甘。
And it's been a while since I've been excited about gaming, but you know, this is definitely a studio to watch out for in the future. Very much going to endorse any title that they're putting out. That's my official statement, made here with zero knowledge or guarantees.
他们被说成熟，区区把事已难，书刻成碑，光明灿烂。试问有谁在打破顽空，不夺轮回？
Instagram, Twitch, Discord, TikTok, Steam, Epic Games, Weekend.
万古传。
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Again, shout out Game Science, man. Why does our logo look like a sperm cell, though? Alright, New Game Plus. No, I'm just kidding. We're not doing New Game Plus. There you go. We got it. It's official. It's crazy to think that we're done with this game, man. Alright. Thank you everybody for being with us and experiencing my walkthrough of this game. I appreciate it very much. Alright. So that was for the YouTube. We're gonna keep going till 6. I think for now though, we are definitely going to quit this journey. And then I guess in the meantime, we can play. We could just chill and play Hearthstone in the meantime. Mainly been just kind of doing Hearthstone. Oh, are they having maintenance issues? Please no. Please no. Are they doing it? We're performing live maintenance on Wednesday. Well, they're having service issues, but we're just going to go anyway because we just want to keep the stream going. But we're not recording anymore at this point. Thank you, Justin David. Sorry, just got a notification from Facebook. Oh, need coffee. Oh, nope. Sorry. So yeah, like I said, in the meantime, we're just gonna be playing Hearthstone right now. But for later on, the next obviously streaming thing is Clair Obscure Expedition 33. But we were just kind of waiting to finish up Black Myth Wukong, which, oh my god, I cannot state, holy crap, we did it. Cannot state that enough. But for right now, we're just going to stream Hearthstone. So I'm going to turn the music just slightly up. Yeah, just enough. And we're going to play some Battlegrounds. I was thinking about doing actually like ranked in Hearthstone, but I haven't done enough on the meta yet to actually know what would be a good deck. So that's on me. I probably should do that. But yeah, as soon as we get done with the recording of that one, we are going to... let's see, chat settings. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna turn the music up in a little bit, but I think, I don't know, I just like Patchwork. He's just like pretty bare bones average. I don't think it's anything, you know, crazy. Yeah, let's just... there we go. Yeah, I think we like that sound.
Dive in!
This is actually what I do like every morning. I literally make a cup of coffee, load up Battlegrounds, and then play with Archie. You know, just to kind of get the day started. What is it? Minions cost 2 gold. You cannot refresh yourself after your background. Okay. Yeah, but like, I just kind of use this as like... you know, to start the day. Kind of like as a wake-up deal. I mean, you could do like whatever. I know some people just like, you know, roll to the side, get on, take
go swimming!
20 minutes. Not this guy.
Just say the word.
Yeah, you go. I don't know if I like this one.
All according to plan, huh?
This is actually the first battle pass that I bought for Battlegrounds, because I usually don't like giving money to like just kind of like auto check, but
Are you good friend?
and stuff from Cataclysm, Dragons.
No surprises there.
No surprises there.
You got an eye for potential.
For potential. Pirate. Sound pirate.
The odds are in my favor.
Just a little slightly down. Parents today, so
No fighting!
the rhythm of just catch up, keep things regular, you know,
How's it
find out
going
what's
out there?
happening, because, you know, you get busy and bogged down with life, but I don't really think that that's an excuse to not check in on people, and that's not like me. It's just, I know myself, and, you know, if I don't check in on people, I will lose sight of things, so it's just nice to check in. But I went go see everybody, saw my sister, saw my other sister, saw her 3 kids, my nephew and my 2 nieces, which are, I'm not over exaggerating, the cutest kids in the world. Like, seriously, the cutest kids. Yeah, we kind of just talked about that. I don't know how we got on the subject, but we started talking. I don't want to get super personal and like start, you know, airing out laundry, but basically somehow we got on the subject of later on couples, obviously, like just kind of groove of things. The idea that you might at some point just want to sleep in other than, you know, the bed. And in my head, I'm like, that's dumb. Like, why? What's the point of getting married? What's the point of getting in a relationship? What's the point of any of that if just at one point you're not going to even want to be in the same room together? And then I was kind of talking about it with my parents, and they put it in the perspective of like, all right, well, like, just because you're in 2 separate rooms doesn't mean you're not together. Because again, you're still in the same house. But it also means that y'all are comfortable enough with each other to let each other know that, hey man, you snore a lot and it's annoying. And you're comfortable enough to let her know that, hey, you fart and it smells like actual dog shit. And you can say that without the fear of, like, you know, hurting the person you care about. While also, you know, letting them know that this is a non-tenable situation. And if we're going to try and make this work out, some stuff's got to change. Which I think is actually, like, super mature in the sense that, like, you're being honest with what you want.
Smart investment.
And you're also, you know, making sure that you're keeping your partner's feelings into consideration. You know, I mean, you could call it selfish if you want, but I think you are taking their feelings, because maybe they don't want to do that anymore. Because sometimes appearances, I love it. 30 years. I cannot stand the refuse to clip your toenails. I got attacked by a cat while walking home from work. Instead of, you know, walking up and being like, well, my husband's freaking rat claws that he has for feet keep scratching me at night. See, you wouldn't have to do that if both of y'all just kind of nutted up and be like, okay, let's get separate rooms. So that kind of put it in perspective for me. Which, like, the idea that, you know, if I... You know, it does kind of make me sad that one day we might get to a point where I'm like, hey, well, you gotta either put a cork up your butt or we gotta like buy a addition to it. So maybe I could sleep in a shed, because you sound like a woolly mammoth going into heat and not in a hot. You know, while still being courteous to their feelings and whatnot. I don't really know if any of this is good. I'm just trying to proc him. I don't know how we got on dragons now, so that's what we're doing. And I don't want to hear anything about it. But I do think that the reason for y'all sleeping in separate rooms, the fact is that, you know, it might just be a loud snore, loud, long toenails, the fact that you radiate at heat of, you know, 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a better reason. You can't stay. So one's definitely. that's the way. Obviously, I'm a Christian. God, and I don't know if you read the Bible, but they don't really believe in a thing called divorce. So pretty much, when you get married, you married for life until that person
No
dies.
surprises there.
And then even then, they still have some stipulations. So yeah, you got to be careful about who you get married to, man. Because again, if it's on your eternal soul, you got to take that stuff very seriously. Again, if that's you know what you believe. If you don't believe it, then obviously it doesn't matter. But you know, for me, my dragons might have been a good choice because with the 2 mana, like detail buy, we might be able to cycle through a lot of goodies. I want Terragosa to be good. I'm not good enough at Battlegrounds to know the exact combos because obviously I know there's like top tier builds that you're supposed to do. I don't do them. I personally just kind of bumble around for like the first 2 tiers until I find a tribe I like, and then I just go with that. Obviously, when you get into the meta of this freaking easy balls game, then you know, obviously know, alright, I need a gold, Drakari, whatever, summoner, so I can get double instep triggers. I need a double brand when I'm doing something with Merlin, so I can get battle cry to the max. I don't really know how to do all that. But I definitely know how to do my tribe. Everybody want to get tricks on how to be better at Battleground? Any project, if I suck, you gotta let me suck. Because getting better at whatever it is we're doing is fun. Now, if I'm being ignorant and I'm just not, you know, participating in dialogue, obviously you're telling me something that is genuinely good feedback. Well, that's on me for being a bad entertainer, and I'll take that one on the chin. The last thing we need is a backseat gamer, man. That's the last thing we need. Which is crazy, because I used to be there. Not like... Like, I grew up with my brothers, and they were playing video games that they actually knew how to play, but I was in the background telling them, like, you should do this, you should do that, fully not knowing what the hell I'm talking about. But I had the confidence of someone who knew what they were talking about, which made it easier to speak out of my asshole as well, obviously as you mature and you realize that you should probably step back and hey, let me get whatever I'm about to talk about before I put like all my eggs in that basket. Because, you know, you're going to look like a fool. You're not going to look like... It's very inconsiderate to do that. And it's also disingenuous. Not only to the person you're talking to, but for yourself. And you should strive to be someone as genuine as possible. In the long run, looking like an idiot, trying to do the right thing, is a lot better than looking like an idiot for trying to do the wrong thing. Which I know sounds obvious and like very bumper sticker Google quote adjacent, but it's very true. I'd rather be a broke loser. That adjacent. I am certain in my choices of myself. True to that, I'd rather be what society would deem a failure as long as I'm true to that kind of notion. And also, I think naturally living that kind of like mantra or life leads to a better life. You know, if you're honest with yourself, that will translate outside. The moment that you start acting as not yourself is when you, well, if you're like socially aware enough, you will start to recognize when you're kind of lying.
Let me guide you.
Your body will like tell you like, hey man, you're kind of out of your element here. There's a reason for that. It's because you're BSing. And obviously, like, there's anxiety about like new situations and like different scenarios that you've never been to, but that's different. You know, there's that, like discovering new things and like trying to be better at them, and then there's your straight up BSing, where it's like, I know that some people rely on a resume in order to get a job. Personally, I would never do it. Obviously, I know that it's not the worst thing to do is to rely on a resume in order to get a job, but you're already going into with your skill set and what your are, and like maybe you're one of those people that is super adaptive and like can, you know, figure things out and, you know, get into the motion, and obviously you have a lot of confidence in yourself and what you can and can't do, like, you know, your ability. But don't just, again, don't put all your eggs into a basket that you know, like, don't cash something you can't. Don't write checks for something you can't cash. Which, again, bumper sticker. God, man, this rope is giving me anxiety.
You're tearing it up out there.
Also, I don't know what Stream Boo is, but I don't like it. As long as at the end of the day that you can go to sleep at night knowing that is, and not only for yourself but the people around you, I think that's all that really matters.
Great addition
Which
to the team.
I know that there's some kind of conflict in Christianity where like people will use Peterson, for instance, like, because he's actually sad as it is. I did buy both his books. I have 12 Rules for Life, and I have I think it's Beyond Order. I have both of them because I was in that kind of, you know, white demographic, Ben Shapiro adjacent, roasting the libs kind of mentality for a little bit, which I'm not saying I'm like not proud of, but like I think entertaining all of that stuff for a reason, which is kind of grew out of it. Not to saying that if you're in that demographic you're immature, but your reasons for being in that demographic could be immature reasons. I'll say it like that. To save face.
The fate of the world hangs in the balance.
Yeah, just again, like Jordan Peterson, who's like, you should follow the doctrine of Christianity because it's a good blueprint on how to be a good person. Which, in literal terms, yes, if there's anybody you should aspire to be, it's Jesus. But that's not really the point here, because you are. And I'm learning this in Bible studies that like you're going about it the wrong way. You're trying to be like him, which that's not what he wants. In a way, it's you're idolizing the man instead of instead of just trying to be like Jesus. Aspire to be someone like that. Especially in my demographic, that maybe weren't previously. It's that like a lot of the role models we have nowadays are just not suitable,
Get to ya.
and people are kind of waking up to that realization. You know,
Great
it's
feeling when your vision comes together.
maybe there's a wave of faith-based kind of self-betterment that we can kind of turn back to, where it's like, you know, I've known addicts that got into it because, you know, it's easy to believe in God and see, you know, his miracles when you've had nothing, and then you are now at a point where you're not homeless, you're financially stable, you know, you have a family, you're not on drugs, like, and all of that was through the worship of Christ. Like, I could see that in real time, but as someone whose life was not always bad, but was just never, it had no meaning in it, that was the struggle. I think that's a lot harder for people, is when life's going good to not, you know,
Watch out!
not want to church or not want to read your Bible. It's just a lot easier. Not to say like, you know, you need to follow Christ. I'm saying within your religion. Obviously, with what I'm doing, I can't promote other religions. I can promote faith. You should believe in something. Material world has limits. If you meander around in too long, and you do not have like enough security within yourself, or like you don't have tools in order to deal with it, the world is full of distractions that will lead you away from truly meaningful things. So you need to be careful with like what you. I'm not talking like I'm better than you. I'm saying from like experience. It's a real thing that you need to be aware of.
You're tearing it up out there.
I actually looked up a metric today. The who don't work, like the NEET community. And by themselves. Side effect on humanity. I don't think you need. You could be a good person by believing in a faith. You could also be a good person and
Happens to the best
believe in
of
God.
us.
I just think that I tried being good. I tried being without religion for a very long time, and I just found it so difficult, because there was always something in the back of my mind like, this life does not feel enough. This boiled, like, I used to read a lot of like existentialism, like Jean-Paul Sartre, you know, Nietzsche. I got super into philosophy. I think that's kind of like the conservative pipeline, at least. Like, if you're, you know, you decide you want to be a reader. Again, I got a bunch of books over there that I've read all of them, and honestly, the only really good one in there is the frickin' Bible. I sound hyperbolic, but I mean it. I think a lot of those books can be frameworks in order to help yourself, but outside of that, like, it's just not enough. You need more. It's not a bad thing either. I forgot where I was.
Don't understand me!
But yeah, you just gotta believe in something. The world is too temporary for this for you to die, and then you know that's it. Not that that's like not enough or anything. It's like it's too demoralizing.
I can see you know what you're doing
You
out
can't
there.
handle that reality. Because I know existentialism, the whole idea of it, is that life isn't. The beauty of it is that you naturally persist in despite create meaning. projecting to like the negative side effects of like which I think it's kind of like fuck, we lost. Another thing is like damning society. I think hedonism's like a pretty big one. I think we're on the backswing of it though, which is kind of good. And I'll kind of get into that. Hey. Yeah, because I'll say again, for myself, I fell into nihilism super easily. I don't want to get into super detail about like my whole journey with S attempts. I don't know like what the you know legalism is on that and like what's suitable for these streaming services or not, but yes, there have been attempts for me personally. And obviously that's scary for a lot of people, but in reality, like, I don't think I have a logical brain, but I'll say I have a very, like, analytical brain where I'm constantly, like, looking at the pros and cons of, like, of everything. Like, even with getting him, like, it was a very toss-up of, like, I don't even know if I want to own this dog. And then I did it, and I'm so glad I did, but the entire time before that, I was like, this is a terrible idea. Because you can convince yourself out of anything, including life. Where it made a lot of sense to me, and I think it can make a lot of sense for anybody, that actually not living might be a good idea. Obviously, I don't think that now, but, you know, it took a long time to get out of that headspace and into one where, you know, not only can I be okay with living, I could be grateful for living, which, at least for me, that was a natural progression. It was just trying to be okay with being alive and just getting through the day, and then right after that was being grateful for life, and then, you know, taking into account everything that I love, family, you know, just the sun in the morning hitting my face, a nice walk and feeling the breeze and the wind, and like looking at, you know, a tree and just seeing kind of, you know, the whole like aspects of nature, like, you know, there's a squirrel and a leaf, and like you could take things that seem very small and you just can pour appreciation into them that you never thought you could when you see the world in my through the eyes of God, which again is a really big thing that, you know, the book tells you to do, is that eyes are lanterns. And your lanterns can be bright or your lanterns can be dim.
Whatever they throw at you.
Kind of look at life. If your lantern is dim and, you know, the Holy Spirit's not in there, you can't, you know, life looks pretty dark and, you know, scary and terrifying, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. And it's bad, but when you have the Holy Spirit within you and, you know, your lantern's bright, it looks beautiful and majestic, and it's wonderful, and it's chaotic, and it's beautiful, and it's wonderful, and it's all these things. But that only can be the case if you allow yourself to feel like that. Which, again, you can't have a logical conversation. I'm gonna say this from a person who's trying to do it. It is really hard to have a logical conversation with someone who has a faith. It just is, man. Because that's the whole thing behind it. You have to surrender yourself to the idea of something higher than whatever it is. If you can't get past that, you've already lost the conversation. That's like back in the day when we were having debates on, you know, the truisms of religion and the existence of God, and then, you know, the conversations about atheism, and like everyone's an atheist now. That didn't really make a lot of sense, because again, at the end of the day, if you don't believe any of this stuff, like if you don't have faith in the religion, none of it's gonna make any sense. Even though the Bible is technically like an historical document, it's only an historical document if you believe that any of this stuff happened. Because again, there's no like contextual evidence that any of these people actually were real. I mean, maybe Jesus, but maybe. So that's about it. So yeah, again, if you don't, I'm doing terrible, by the way. Again, if you just made a switch for a stupid ass reason. Any of this stuff. Actually, you know what? F this. stuff, then the conversation might as well just not even talk about it. And then another thing I like about getting into it, obviously don't. It talks about, you know, pearls and swine, and that the true, like, deep stuff about Christianity in the Bible. You should not talk about that in front of people who have already, like, closed their ears and, like, you know, shrugged their shoulders to even the possibility of it, because that is like you are giving something valuable, you know, your faith, pearls, to people who don't appreciate it, or swine, you know, pigs that live in their own filth. Not that you're calling people swine, but that's basically like it's a metaphor for what you're doing. You're throwing away very personal and intimate things to people who first of all not only don't care to understand it, but also are actively maybe dissuading you from that. Which I'm not gonna high road. I might have done back in the day. I'll say this, my natural progression through faith has been a very long and not pretty journey. Started out as a nihilist, you know, life sucks, I don't get it, does it ever get any better? It seems like all you do is just wake up, eat, sleep, shit, and then you die one day. And then maybe you have some happy moments every now and then. And that was kind of my viewpoint on everything for the majority. And then as I got older, I switched from nihilism to atheism, which was, alright, I live life, but I live life antithetical to the fact that there might be an afterlife and that this is all we have, and that's a fact. I was very interested in facts. I like to be right. And that nobody could tell me any different because these are facts. Again, all of this is of the physical, you have the spiritual. I was right here in the physical. I wasn't here in the physical, but down here realm. I was in the physical and the here realm, where I'm squarely in the middle, but I'm antithetical to the spiritual. And then as that kind of didn't serve me either, because I was living a very angry and oppositional life to potentially beneficial things, even if I didn't believe in it, I just didn't want to hear it. I transferred into agnosticism, which basically from my viewpoint, I can't really get super deep into it. That's just what I started kind of like calling myself. I think a lot of people might have that transition, which is I started to believe in the spiritual and the divine, and in the aspect of like either multiple gods or pantheon, or just a god or higher being, the Godhead. But I just did not say basically what the one is that there's an overarching truth that there's a divinity. I just didn't apply which one is the right one or the actual one. Which, you know, for those cultured people, agnostics are just lazy atheists, which maybe has some truth to it. I wouldn't say it's 100%, but that's just me. I think agnostics are probably hopeful atheists more than anything, which is, you know, we believe in the physical very much, but we hope for something. Because realistically, once you get outside of like living life, the physical can get very not enough. Not enough like, you know, in a selfish way, but not enough in you could almost kind of start going back to the nihilism aspect, because the physical is just not sustainable. Again, if you don't have the mental tools for that. Some people can go their whole lives never needing a faith. I don't envy those, well, not that I envy, I'm like great for those people, you know? And though there are consequences if you do believe. I'm actually having a conversation about consequences with a buddy of mine, who is one of the first people that actually got me into, you know, Christianity and Bible, and like we went to church together, stuff like that. We had a long conversation about consequences, in the sense that I was coming from the fact that I think it would be better for someone not to believe at all than for someone to believe and then later on in their life stop believing. Because for someone to not believe, in their heads, they have no consequences in their afterlife because they perceive to have no afterlife. Therefore, they can easily go through their lives without having fear of what happens after they die. Like going to hell,
Blood in the water.
not going to heaven, or going to Nirvana, whatever realm, going to the land of reeds if you know you want to get real esoteric about it, or going to freaking Mount Olympus, or going to Valhalla.
You need my help?
They don't have to worry about all that because it's not even in their headspace or like in the framework of it. But if you were a person that believes and has read and knows what happens if you don't believe, then there are now consequences that are very real, because when you, that's kind of the double-edged sword about having a faith, is that once you believe it, you are all in now. You cannot get out, because now your soul is on the line with every choice you make. And not in like a bad way, but in a very real way where choices you make have purpose and impact now. And you need to start taking, stock of what you're doing with your life. That's kind of the thing that faith does. So in that aspect, it would be better if just you didn't believe it all.
Go swimming!
But he is also coming from it not as an act hardcore, blood to bone, holy grail, he's died on the cross Christian. So in his case, what I would be saying is like almost akin to blasphemy, but that's me being, because what I'm basically saying is that nobody believes, and that you should not look into like the beauty and the truth of Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit, which is something that I think the Bible often tells you is something that you should not do. Because you're pulling people away from something that could save them, which again, in that aspect, I totally understand. I think that, in the scenario that we were talking about, even if I believe what I believe, that person who decided to no longer believe later on in their life should still have the chance to be saved. And that's how I kind of got convinced around in that point. Because from my perspective, I was like, I think that's just a smarter choice. But that's me choosing to put the afterlife in some kind of like 50-50 pro-con thing, which if you're trying to put faith in a pro-con, Venn diagram, should or should I, you're already missing it. It's either you're in or you're out. If you're in, you're all the way in. If you're out, you're out. If you want to come back in later, that's great. But again, you need to decide that right now, because 24/7, 7 days a week, your soul is on the line. Again, in faith. If you're not in faith, none of this matters. Everything I'm talking about is... But in faith, 24/7, 7 days a week, whatever you do, your soul is on the line, and you need to take very hard stock in the choices you make. Saying that, I know that could cause anxiety, because now, for example, gave me anxiety. Because in my head, I was just like, oh my god, what if I got hit by a bus tomorrow and I didn't believe in Jesus soon enough, and I died and I didn't have the right faith or whatever, and I'm not going to get into heaven, I'm never going to see any of my family members again, I'm just going to be burning in hell with the rest of the sinners and Hitler and it's Walt Disney, it's all going to suck. Breathe. Don't do that. Believe it or not, don't do that. How you should look at it as is, now life has a crazy amount of importance, and your life is intrinsically way more important than it's ever been up until that point, because you have so much more on the line now. That's how you should look at it. I know that's a lot to ask, but that's exactly how you should look at it. You have a chance now to do something beautiful with your life. There's beauty in that.
favor.
Okay, I think we're doing pirates. Yeah, life is now it's expansive. And you don't even have to like go anywhere. The world's bigger, brighter. At least I'll say. So I love my Monday Bible studies. I wish everybody had something like that, just a group to go to talk about faith, whatever that faith is. I think you need to have your own kind of mini congregation with like-minded people, and get viewpoints, and like you need to talk about it. You need to delve into it. And it doesn't matter if you don't know. It's what the point of doing your research is. Like, if you really care about it, get into it. And I feel like crap every day, the fact that I don't take this stuff seriously. And I'm lying to myself. Because whether I like to or not, and again, a buddy I talked to him about this. No matter how dedicated you are, you can never really empty doubt out of your mind. And that is heartbreaking to hear,
it's under warranty.
but it's also, for me personally, extremely reassuring, because that allows me to relate to other people in the sense that I am not 100% of the way there. And even though I see people who I perceive as 100% of the way there, and I really do think it, not like I went to Sunday church, I saw people sitting down, I think they're like super Christians, because that's just simply not true. I'm talking about people I personally think that are genuine believers. Even they have doubt. Even they get insecure about their faith. Even they have trouble with it. And that makes me feel like I'm not alone. Which God never alone. Obviously, I know not everybody likes to get into this topic. A little bit esoteric. But I mean, if it's something you should speak out reverence, whatever it is. I played a game that his staff out of his ear for like a total of 12 hours. Don't get me wrong, that was a fun experience. I'm glad I did it, but at the end of the day, that was a small, minute moment out of life. And life is a very long thing, and it's even longer if you haven't had it. So in the grand scheme of things, not that my choices don't have meaning, or what I do is not important, but in the grand scheme of life, there are more things that you should worry about outside of if the stream's good or not. Which I hope it is, man. I hope y'all are having a good time. And if y'all don't like any of the stuff I'm talking about, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm passionate about very few things. I love my dog, I love hiking, I love video games, and for the time being, I love God. And, he loves me.
Gold in my teeth, gold in my eyes.
And I'm not gonna, not that I don't want to advocate people to get into faith. I want people to get into faith for the right reason. Because it sucks that you have to get saved in the worst moments of your life. I wish everybody came into faith at a great moment in their life, so their kind of introduction to it is out of gratefulness. It's a transformative and enlightening thing at a great moment. Because I think when you come to faith, like a great tragedy in your life, you have like a come to faith. I think it. For just kind of getting into the pattern of just loving God outside of the fact that He saved you. He also made you. He made you to enjoy life and just accept the way that things are. The fact that you don't need to worry about what your plans are, like what you have to do.
Never doubted you.
And I know that obviously through the Holy Spirit you're given like tools or gifts. I think they're called boons. Maybe not boons. I think it's gifts maybe. From the Holy Spirit to either like evangelize, teach.
Holding my hat. I can give you a good price for that.
You're a seed sower, where basically, you know, my friend, my buddy, he believes that that's his gift from the Holy Spirit, is that he was given the gift of
A melody of
sowing
love.
seeds, which is to go around and basically give little moments
A melody of love.
allow people to believe in Christ and, you know, the Lord. And other people are given the gift of to evangelize, you know, go out and like recruit people to be like soldiers of God and stuff, and you know, they can evangelize people. Also, just early on in my life, it was very hard to actually enjoy the idea of Christ, because I think
I do.
it's more, it says more about the world than actually about, you know, Christ or Jesus or anything, is that people take advantage of
Problem. It's under
the idea that he is love.
be caught dead.
They take advantage of that. Where they turn his love into, in the case of cultists, they morph his omniscience and omnipotence and his like ineffability and his love into, I am the messenger of all that. You should worship me in order to worship him. Any conduit besides Jesus, as a man, is a direct line to God. You should not follow, and that goes for any religion. If a man, unless I just like, if a man tells you what God is saying, run away. Run away. Because any proper God would give man the authority over earth is not a God I want to follow. Because man is flawed. Man is very much flawed. Obviously, in the case of Jesus, the idea is that, you know, he is also
Anything I can
God
get for you?
in human form, which he did willingly in order to elect us.
I love where this
But-
is going.
Again, that is my knowledge of Christianity. I do not know the knowledge of other religions. If there's something similar, please let me know, and we could maybe have a conversation about that. But in the case of Christianity,
That's a smart
that is.
investment.
I cannot tell if I'm doing good or not. I don't know. I lost a lot of health. That was good. But yeah,
A
that's just
melody
kind of
of
my
love.
feelings. So yeah, when I go to Bible study,
Is my eye patch?
I want to just kind of have in the back of my mind my part in order to spread the gospel, because I think that's really, at the end of the day, the most anybody can do, if that's what their faith is. Whatever their faith is for people who you love and people who you care about. Spread whatever gospel you have, because if you really care about people and you really have them in your heart and your mind, you
but he's
want
got
them.
no vision.
You want to protect their soul. And outside of faith, you know what? Ex-faith. Let's just get out of that for a second. If you genuinely care about people in your life in general and you want the best for them, you need to be involved. You need to put the foot forward
Has it?
and start talking to people.
listen, he
And
tries
if you have a
his
good
best.
message, like a genuinely good message of like, I do not want fair weather friends. I want a community. I want, you know, people around me that I care about. And then that, I want to spread that out. I want love to come from in here. I want to spread it out to the rest of the world as much as possible. That is the best thing you could do outside of anything else. Start your day with that mission at the forefront. You have love from in here. Spread it out. Because you keep it all bottled up in here, it has nowhere to go and it does nothing.
Patchwork makes splash.
Give it to yourself all the time. Again, it's how you here. That's how you land into the hedonism. Hedonism. It's all bottled up in here. Nowhere else to go. Nowhere else gets to experience the world. Holy Spirit, fire within you. You don't do any of it. Right here. While you're you're on this earth, do yourself a favor, do the people around yourself a favor, and just be there, present, with good intention. That means. Yeah, you're probably gonna stumble, and you're probably gonna, you know, mess up, and it's all. You're probably gonna look at you weird, and it might not always gonna go the way you thought it was gonna go. But as long as you're trying, that's the goal. That's the rule. That's the goal now. As Tucker Carlson would say. I don't like Tucker. That dude's weird. He's like one of those Christians that's like, alright, everything in Genesis is true, and it's true now, where I'm seeing demons in real time. And like, I believe that all of my opponents are possessed by demons, which is crazy, and all my friends are blessed by angels. And that's all how it's gonna be. I'm not super into politics, but if I am gonna get into politics, it's 100% as a joke. Because everything I know about politics is from meme nowadays. Politics, for me, was just going on Daily Wire and reading what the headline was. And that, kids, is called an echo chamber, and not something that you need to be involved in.
A melody of love.
That's just part of growing up, you know, figuring out that, like, okay, I'm just gonna only listen to people with my, you know, same viewpoints and nothing else. And if anybody comes to me with their viewpoints, I'm gonna tell them wrong, because what I believe is always right, even though I have no actual metrics or proof or data to say that any of these opinions are right. But it's how I feel. It's how I feel. Also, I don't know if any of you know, statistics don't matter in politics. That whole thing is all about feelings. You can tell me wrong, guess what? I don't believe you, because that's how I feel. What do you feel that? Involved in government if you want to get involved. Call me a fence center or fence rider, or I don't want anything to do with them. That is of the world.
Trust was your failure.
Well, we don't have one more, so that's it. Fuck. Good.
How's it going out there? Great addition to the team.
I can't tell if we're doing good or not. Great.
No problem. It's under warranty.
God, we went on a long tangent there. Whew. It's fun though. I like going on tangents. I used to like get real worried that I would just lose passion for everything and I would never know how to talk to anybody about things that I like to do. And then I'll go on like little moments like this where I'm like, no, I still got it. Your boy still got it. Now, am I going to win an intellectual debate with anybody? Hell no. But I can go on a rant for 25 minutes about some bullshit. I'm saying my opinions on religion are just not very articulated. My friend Mike's, not my friend Mike, my buddy, he kind of has like, not an issue, but he gets like a little insecurity spike thinking that like, oh, I don't know how to talk to people about the Bible, and I'm not going to say the right words even though I really just want to get people to read it. I'm like, hey man, instead of worrying about all that, why don't you just talk about what makes you love the Bible, and you love Jesus, and you love God, and that was when you talk with passion, all you have to do is just talk. It doesn't I mean, also being articulate, it's like learning how to speak. It has nothing to do with what you're talking about. I don't think I'm a particularly articulate speaker either, but also I don't care. I listen to my recordings all the time. I sound like I'm half asleep most of the time. I don't care, because that's my voice. I'm just kidding. It used to bother me a lot, but not anymore. Because, you know, I just blame it on the audio now. It's all audio's fault. It's not my fault. It's not the fact that my mic's this far away and I don't know how to set up audio fixtures. It's that it's audio's fault. I'm super excited about this GoPro, though. Because I don't know if any of y'all have tried to buy a GoPro. Starting price for like a Hero 12 or whatever the new model is like $800. Not even exaggerating. I think this is like a super later model. It's still good though. This one on like Facebook Marketplace is probably $230 for a camera about yay big. So yeah, I want to give a super big thank you and a super huge shout out to my dad and my stepmom for being the best people on the planet. They also gave me a care package today of a bunch of coffee. Good on coffee for probably the next
Take a load off and enjoy
2.5
yourself.
months. So yes, you should appreciate everybody in your life every chance you get, every day. Because you never know when you're going to get a little bit of help when you really need it. And as someone who doesn't make a crazy amount of money and does live paycheck to paycheck, I am very blessed in my life to have all the opportunity to do something like this, streaming, obviously, and hopefully give entertainment to you people. So, thank you. Thank you.
You're
Mom.
ready
Thank
for
you, Mom.
whatever they throw at you.
Yeah, another big thing is I used to order like takeout
Just say the word.
back when I first moved out because I didn't feel like cooking, and also I didn't have potty training, so I didn't really have the ability to cook. So I would just go on like Uber Eats and stuff like that and just buy food, which is not sustainable at all. But I go to Dynasty Palace and I get like, you know, combination chicken, shrimp, and beef fried rice because I'm basic. And, you know, you get the egg roll and the
You
cookie.
know what you're doing out there.
Pretty much, I just started keeping the cookie, like the fortune. And then one day, I got one that literally was the corniest thing I ever heard, which is start every day with gratitude. And I don't know why, but maybe it was just something I was going through. But in that moment, I was like, this is the most important piece of work I've ever had in my hand, ever. And so I took that, I put it up on my mirror, and I look at it every morning. Or I try to. Because, hot damn, man, what a way to start your morning. Every morning started with gratitude. Like that little turd right there, the bean sleeping in the chair, that is the greatest love of my life. I had no idea how happy I would be as soon as I got him. I never knew how happy I could be. I also never knew how angry I could be, but that's besides the point.
See, you know what you're doing out there.
Best thing has ever happened to me. Ever. And yes, he will die one day, and I will be so sad.
How's it going?
I was talking about that with my friend, the girl who sold it to me. I can't say her name. God, this name stuff is getting hard. But we talked about that as like one of the first things that we kind of got into about owning animals is like you are literally getting a friend that will die probably before you, and you will have to be there for it. And it sucks. And I really don't like thinking about it, but I mean, it's gonna happen. So, and it's another thing that like I want to give him the best life I can. So while I'm talking about it right now, I am putting an application for a partner, girlfriend. We can date, we can go, we can do all that, but really I just need somebody here at home to look after him. Like, we could hold hands. We don't have to kiss or anything if you don't want to. I just need somebody like living here. I have a full-out couch, or you can sleep in the bed with me if you want. I just need somebody here. So it would be nice if have somebody around. Not joking, by the way. I'm kind of joking.
No surprises there.
Yeah, there's surprises here. Surprising I'm not dead yet.
Go to sleep.
Sleep. Anybody play World of Warcraft?
According to plan,
I played
huh?
World of Warcraft. I think I started around the midway point of Wrath of the Lich King and then transitioned into Cataclysm. And then pretty much kept playing up until maybe Battle for Azeroth, and then I stopped, so I haven't really played anything since then. I definitely was there for the kind of switch in terms of like relevancy of like, WoW's dead, WoW's not dead, WoW's dead again, WoW's not dead. And I'm like, you have to understand, that game is never gonna die. It is the OG. You can't kill it. It's like a cockroach. It's not gonna die. Even if you want it to. Even if Blizzard wants WoW to die, it's not gonna die.
Real skill.
It's got, like, it's got plot armor. It's not even in the story. It's got shonen plot armor. It can big WoW. It can make as many terrible expansions, terrible game add-ons, and more pet battle dumb crap that nobody gives it. They can do all that, and it's still never gonna die because people just love it too much. And as a person who used to play it, I kind of want to download Classic. Like, the itch is always in the back of my mind of like, man, you know what'd be fun right now? If I went and got WoW Classic, I made a freaking character, and just died a bunch because I'm still shit at the game. Am I gonna do it? Probably not, because I don't really have the like time to play WoW, like especially Classic. Like I'm not involved in it. Which I don't know if it's an excuse, but it's my excuse of why I don't. To actually like enjoy Classic, because I knew people like when Classic came out, not like the server, whatever that was, like the fan thing that Nautilus or whatever, the thing that people made forever ago. I'm talking about like actually like when Classic came out. Like I know a bunch of people that got back into it, and I'd say before they even hit max rank, they just quit. They were like, "This is too hard. This is too long. I work too much. I have a kid. I can't get involved in this." I'm like, yeah, that's Classic, dude. It takes some fucking dedication to get into that shit and get good and like get max rank. So if you don't have like the balls for it, don't do it. And then later on, as a person who got into old school RuneScape, came back from the military, and he was like, "Hey, you're not playing anything? Good." I tried it. That's another game where I'm like, you could have fun. You're not going to have fun unless you at least in my opinion. All the cool stuff that you get to do doesn't really happen unless you like, you're gonna have to click on a freaking tree and get up your lumber. You're gonna have to fight mobs so you can like get your attack up and you can get all these weapons. You're gonna have to farm ore and like click on a button 80 freaking times and just sit there while you see numbers pop off. Like, again, it's a grind game. That's the whole point. If you're not grinding, what are you doing? And I don't want to do that.
That's a smart investment.
Enough for whatever the hell. Take a pick. I don't give a shit. I'm just not doing it. Like, I am much happier playing my single player, maybe slightly RPG, story-based games. That is my bread and butter. That is what I've always played. It's what I will continue to play. Now, we did get back in the old Xbox gang Discord.
Listen,
so possible streams happening just casually. I'll drop, subtle social media hints here and now. That we might play, you know, Call of Duty. Maybe we'll play some other multiplayer games, just kind of get into it. You know, have somebody else in the chat and talking besides me. But other than that, man, this is a game-centric, single-player, story-based progression.
Everything I sell is guaranteed field ready.
If that sucks, we're too damn bad. I mean, not all of it. We are going to be wrapping this up around 6 o'clock. Start, like, getting ready to leave and stuff, and I'm going to pee.
You need my help? Just say the word.
Anybody still watching, still doing, I appreciate it very much. That's another thing too about doing the stream stuff is, like, again, the support, man, like, and getting in touch with people that, like, want to get involved. Cannot state how much I appreciate everybody for coming in, even if it's just to say hi and like, it is wonderful. Is beautiful now. And that is all thanks to just everyone, you know.
Supreme executive power!
I'll give you a good
That was a long part of my life I just did not like whatever life was. And it took me a long time to be okay with it and still, you know, keep it. And I'm glad I did, because it's probably the best it's been in a hot minute. I know that sounds corny, because it's like, it's just me speaking to the void, but like, when people tune in, and you know, if it's a like, if it's a follow, if it's a comment on something I post, and they just got something out of it, whether it's like, look how dumb this guy is, or like, look how, if he's funny, or like, wow, this video quality sucks, I'm gonna keep scrolling. It's a family member being like, oh, look at him, he's doing it. Any kind of thought like that that goes in my brain is, it's makes my day. I'm excited about. I never really had an opportunity to tackle somebody that, like, felt like, I don't know. Maybe I'm rambling now, but I just know what entertainment does for me, and I just kind of assume that it does it for everybody else. So the idea that, like, I could impact somebody's day through entertainment kind of blows my mind. And I know that sounds corny, but I mean it with, like, the utmost sincerity.
Now showing!
Oh, I can give you a good price for that.
Also, I'm making like all of that choices right now. Do we have any turn stuff? I don't think we're gonna win this one, but I don't care.
I do.
Alright, we spin our bag. We're in it now. See you in game. Yeah, when I went to go to my parents' house, I don't know, just like thought about it again. Like when I'm talking with my family, usually they just have the TV going on in the background, just so like we have something to look at if ever we decide to stop talking to each other, which I'm glad didn't happen. But anyway, the movie playing in the background. Equalizer 3 with Denzel Washington. And like, I knew about the Equalizer movies, and like, I get the whole like action hero premise. But the idea that Denzel Washington, A-list actor, by the way. I don't think I'm the only person that thinks that, obviously. Like, he's great. But, like, the idea that this 60, 70, 100-year-old man is, like, breaking people's arms and, like, doing jujitsu, special forces operator or whatever, like, some shit. It's so out of the realm of, like, reality that, like, I just start to lose touch because I'm like, he's just not. He's fighting people half his age. And, like, don't get me wrong, he's cold as fuck, and, like, he's smooth, too, but, like,
How's it going out there?
I'm not getting scared of Denzel Washington. I don't care who you are. Like, maybe you'll just be that guy that'll just, like, just say, fuck yeah, it's Denzel Washington, I don't care what you say. I'm not that guy. Like, it's Denzel, man. I'm not scared.
Great feeling when your vision
He could
comes
listen to
together.
this right now. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Come fight me right now. I don't want to beat up an old man, but I will. But yeah, just watching that movie, I'm like, as an actor, great. That is not his genre, man. And I know people are going to say otherwise, but I can't. I just can't.
Replacement detected.
I don't think anything I'm doing right now is right.
Hush now,
I'm probably doing this. And fuck.
Gold in my teeth, gold in my hat.
You've got an eye for potential.
Thanks, Barkeep. Probably gonna die this round, but thanks for talking about my potential. This is probably gonna be the last game, though. I want to thank everybody again for watching and participating. But yeah, Denzel, I'm calling you out right now officially. My address is redacted at 100 Flavor Street. Come to me, fucking, I don't give a shit.
You're
I'll
ready
beat you.
for whatever they throw at you.
You can come in a full suit of armor like you did in that Shakespeare movie I didn't watch. And still beat me. Also, not malice. I love you. I love your acting, but I can't.
Replacement
Damn it. Alright. I think that's it. Okay. Just want to say, everybody, thank you for coming. It's been wonderful. I appreciate it. And